really the essence, the structure of the straight line. Through becoming what's called unconsciously competent. There are 4 levels of learning. Okay, let me tell you what the levels are. Some of you might know, if you've been through any self-development, this is some very basic stuff, but it's important here. The first level is called being unconsciously incompetent. And what that means is this. When you first start doing something, you know so little about it, you basically know nothing. You don't know what you don't know. This is a very scary spot to be in. When you're thrown into a situation and you're a complete novice, you say, geez, I'd love to get better at this, but I haven't the slightest idea what I don't know. Everyone follow that concept? This is what most people start off, okay? The next level is becoming consciously incompetent. That means that you're like, Jesus Christ, I don't know anything. You're like, there's this, there's that, there's all these strategies. They all sound great. I don't know them. That's the next level. Next level above that is called being consciously competent. Consciously competent means that you're good at something, but you can't really do it with your eyes closed yet. You're good, but it requires all your focus and your mental energy. Like, remember when we were kids growing up, you learned to tie your shoe. In the beginning, you like tie your shoe, like you're putting your things across, and someone says, excuse me, like, don't interrupt me. You can't tie your shoe and have a conversation at the same time, right? That's when you're consciously competent in something. It requires all your conscious focus. The next level above that is called being unconscious competence. And that means when you're really, really great at something, you can do it without thinking about it. And the only way to get from conscious competence to unconscious competence is through practice. There's no other way. By drilling it into your head again and again and again and again and again until your brain just clicks, and all of a sudden you're using the unconscious part of your mind, which is infinitely more powerful than your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is maybe 10%, your unconscious mind 90%. It's like 10 times more powerful. So it's a dramatic difference. You're going to get there through forced repetition, by practicing, by just going out and doing it. And one day, all of a sudden, click, you'll be unconsciously competent at it. It takes about 3 or 4 weeks of really, really trying to get unconsciously competent at something. So it doesn't happen overnight, but don't worry. Even when you're consciously competent, you'll still be doing great. That's why you'll get a quick bump of 30 to 50% right when you leave here in your sales. But about a month later, you'll double your sales if you're working. That's how powerful the system is. Okay, I want to give you an example here. Everyone knows this is a stop sign, right? Okay? Now, stop sign is what color, everybody? Red, right? Okay, and how about a yield sign, right? What color is a yield sign? Yellow, right? Okay. That's a yield sign. It's yellow, right? Okay? Guess what? For 10 years, yield signs have been red. There are no yellow yield signs. There are none. Why do we all think they're yellow? Okay? Our unconscious mind made a picture of yellow. They're not yellow. I promise. Go out there, you'll see today. They're all red. They changed them 10 years ago. When I saw this, I was blown away. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I thought they're all, I look at them, I see yellow. Okay? That's how powerful your unconscious mind is. It rules your conscious mind. We have these triggers that we bypass to save time in the world. Okay? We run patterns in our head. You have a pattern that says when I see a sign triangular, it's a yield sign. You just assume it's yellow because it was when you were a kid. If you ask someone that's younger, they'll tell you it's red. Like, it's red. My daughter's red. She learned to drive with red yield signs, right? You go by and you think they're yellow. Okay? You're going to learn, you're going to learn to use this basic strategy to get people to buy. Okay? You're going to learn to bypass people's conscious blocks to get to the unconscious, and they'll buy. Okay? So here's the deal. We're going to set goals today. We're all going to set goals. But the next 2 days is about tactics. I know you've probably been to some seminars, right? And I'm going to tell you, go out and set 30-day goals, 60-day goals, all this sort of stuff, right? And they don't actually tell you how you're going to achieve them. Okay? I'm going to give you, this is all going to be pure tactic. where you're going to learn actual real-world strategy. You know, if you haven't figured out, you saw the video, you know a little bit about me, I'm not a theoretical sort of guy. I'm just not. I don't come from the seminar world. I come from the real world. And I come from a special corner of the real world. My corner of the real world, everybody's rich. I come from a world of abundance, not scarcity. I come from a world where people that make $1 million a year are considered like, you know, average. Seriously. That's Wall Street. That's where I came from. You know, you hear about all these wacky bonuses and all this sort of stuff, right? So how do they make all this money, okay? Well, I'll tell you this. At the heart of Wall Street is sales. Stockbrokers are just glorified salesmen. Venture capitalists are salesmen. Investment bankers are salesmen.